The views and opinions of the following show do not reflect those of WSMN, its owners, and/or associates.
Lisa and Robyn are two fun friends diving deep into conversations where nothing is taboo. They believe in eating dessert before dinner and wearing the bikini. They're allergic to labels, authority, and cheap shoes. Currently, they're launching themselves through life being the good time, bold enough to take risks and inquisitively asking, what's next? They hail from New Hampshire, but they could be anywhere dressed in cute clothes. If they had to share a tombstone, it would read, "Curiosity killed these cats." Your hosts, Lisa and Robyn on the mic.
Welcome to Lisa and Robyn on the mic. You are listening on WSMN 1590 AM 95.3 FM. You can watch, stream, and listen on WSMN.live as well as YouTube Live. And we're always up on Spotify. And we are having quite the time here with AI.
And he says, thank you, that's enough.
Okay, so we're going to actually start posting those on Instagram so that everyone could see why AI does a nice job.
I don't want that on me.
You don't even want that up so people can see it?
No.
I'll put the horrible one of me with a mullet.
All right, whatever. I don't care.
All right. We are here with Kyle Gassman from the Freedom Boat Club in Laconia. The Lakes region actually is how it's known. If you want to find them on Instagram and Facebook and all the fun places like that.
All the things, yeah.
All the things. Welcome. So we're talking about Freedom Boat Club, which is a boat membership club like a country club.
Yep.
And you have different types of options. So tell everybody what kind of options you have and like pricing structure so that people know how affordable it is.
Two different membership options. So you've got a weekday only or a full 7-day-a-week membership. So weekday only, you just don't get that access on the weekends. Weekends are the busy time. And so, you pay a one-time entry fee up front, just like you would at a country club, and then ongoing monthly dues for as long as you're a member. There's no contract period. You can leave the club anytime that you want. That's the gist of the financial piece. You can also, some of the questions we get are about like moving my membership. If I move somewhere else, what happens to that entry fee that I paid? You can actually take that with you. So for $500, you can change your home location from where you're at now to somewhere else.
Excellent. Yeah. So do you want to talk about pricing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so the entry fee is $7,500. So you pay that one time for life. It's not annual. You never pay that again. And then if you're a 7-day-a-week member, it's $4.99 a month. If you're a weekday-only member, it's $3.99 a month. So both of those memberships get you the same number of reservations in the system. It's unlimited at your home club, but you can place 4 reservations at any one time. So that kind of keeps it fair for everybody. So nobody comes in May and books up every Saturday for the whole summer. You get those 4. I think most of our members keep those 4 reservations within the next 14 days or so, and so they're refreshing them. So you burn one, you can then put that one out into the future again, and so it's just a revolving 4.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
And then one of the benefits of belonging to Freedom Boat Club is there's over almost 500 locations across the country and actually in other countries. And we did one of the things that had paused us about buying a boat was, where do we get a boat? Up here, where we have our entire summer, or down in Florida where we're trying to spend more time? Because we did get a place that had a boat dock. One of the criteria of when I got my condo was I would like to have a boat dock. So I did buy one with a boat dock.
Awesome.
And so the thought was, okay, well, the weather's always nice down there. We're going to eventually retire down there. We should have a boat dock down there because we know how expensive boat docks are.
Yep.
And so part of the whole thing was, well, are we going to have a boat up here? Are we going to have a boat down there? Are we going to trailer it? All of these different things. But when you have a secondary location such as Florida, you have over 100 clubs in Florida. So 7 miles from our condo, there are 4 different clubs. And we get access 4 times per year to each club. So that gives us 28 visits at our secondary location.
And
before
you can
we
actually
tax the 7.
Exactly. And you can actually do it more than that, because what are like we've got a lot of snowbirds for our members that are down in Florida all winter long, and so they want to get out more frequently than just 4 times per location. So what they're doing is they're adding their name to the wait list, so you can wait list anytime. So like what you were talking about earlier with even on Lake Winnie, where you've got it for the morning and you'd like it for the afternoon, but it's not available right now. You can wait list, and if that becomes available, then we'll just confirm you. And so that doesn't count. Waitlisting doesn't count against your 4 revolving reservations. It also doesn't count against your reciprocal limit at those other locations in Florida. Nice. So if you've got one that you really like going to, like we've got a member that's in, he's got a condo right across from the club in Deerfield Beach down near Miami. And so he's looking at the boats when he looks out the window of his condo, and he's developed a relationship with that club. And so they know him. And so he puts his name on the wait list, and they say, great, yeah, come on down. So he's, I don't know how many times he's been out boating, but he's, I'm anxious to hear about it when he gets up here for the summer, because he's been talking about how much boating he's been able to do down there. So it's not a hard limit of 4. What we tell people is, use those 4 for the times that you've got, say, friends or family coming out, and no matter what, that's the day that you want to get out on that boat at that time. The rest of the time, if you can be flexible, add your name to the wait list, and you can still get out every day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So how much in advance, when you go on the wait list, do you know? So because if you've waitlisted, but then you're like, do I stick around all day, or do I make plans? Like, how much time do you know? Like, if you've said, well, all right, we're going to be on the wait list, is it only just because you're going to, or decide you're going to go out to lunch down in Clearwater or something? How much time do you give people? If you're on the wait list, what's their window that they will know whether they're going to get it or not for the afternoon?
So we know, most of the time we know, like if it's a Wednesday, we know that we're going to have boats available. So if you put yourself on the wait list, a week ago, knowing that that's when you wanted to try and get out, we'll do it days in advance for a weekday.
Oh, okay.
We know that there will be a boat available. If there's not a boat available, or we know that it may not be, our reservation window closes 24 hours prior to the next day. So what's today? Today's Friday?
Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. So right now for tomorrow, everything would already be closed for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if we have a reservation available, we'll call and confirm it for you this afternoon. So now you'll know ahead of time. You'll know that tomorrow I'll be able to get out because we've confirmed that.
Gotcha.
Or if there's not a boat available, we'll leave you on the wait list. And like Lisa was talking about, you're out on the boat already. You've got it for the morning. And, hey, the afternoon just opened up, so you can stay on it. So
nice.
We really want you to
you
be out
have
there,
more
so.
of a window than an hour or two before you're waitlisted.
We want to give you as much notice as possible, because we're trying to keep those boats on the water as much as possible. So, if we know there's an opportunity to get you out there, we're going to.
Nice.
And it's interesting because we were down in Florida, and we had the experience where we go out on the Intercoastal, and we're watching YouTube videos about, like, okay, what's different about the Intercoastal that's different about the lake, because we're somewhat prepared people. Yeah. We want to feel, confident in what we're doing. And so we're doing this, and so we have a really great time. Don't I immediately start noticing everyone's shirts and sweatshirts that say Freedom Boat Club? And I'm like, okay, where's your home club? Oh, Michigan. Where's your home club? Wherever. So we ended up talking to down in Florida. And then I was coming back on the plane, and I looked at a woman and I said, hey, Freedom Boat Club? And she pulled over, and she had an emblem on top. She's like, oh, yeah. And so I started talking more and more to those people, and they've been doing it 10 years, 15 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
So, like I said, how I even got introduced to it was my client. And then I think it was like 2 years ago, Jen from the Do Collective, she runs that Art Collective in Manchester. We've had her on the radio. And she said her parents have been doing it for like 25 years. Because what she said to me, she came over my house to deliver flowers for Thanksgiving, and she said, you seem fun. Are you boat people? I'm like, in our hearts, we're boat people.
I am fun. Maybe I should be a boat
fun.
person.
I want to be a boat person. I'm not currently a boat person. I need to be a boat person. And she said, you should just, like, they have one in Connecticut, and now they have one up here.
Yeah.
Because her family splits their time.
Okay.
So it's funny how once you start getting into it and you learn about it, that you learn how many people are doing it and then what a great experience they have doing it.
We actually put together some sweatshirts and T-shirts to talk about Lake Winnie, right? Hats, yeah. So I think we've got a Weirs Beach hat. We did some new hoodies last year that have been really popular, especially with the reciprocal members, because they come to town and then they want to represent that, like, oh, I went out on Lake Winnie, so we got some cool hoodies to let people.
I was gonna say,
show
if you
off.
need design help,
me
and Val, my
Please.
sister-in-law, is a marketing person.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll help you with design ones, because I think the cuter they are, the more it's like I have to have one in every color.
Right.
Yeah, I need that.
We'll do a little store in your location.
Right. Yeah.
Do you need any help? Do you want us to work for you part-time?
Put it on your Instagram page.
Do I need to be on the lake more? How else do I get up on the lake
Even
more?
more fun with boating, right?
So talk about, have you guys been down to the one in in Boston?
Yeah.
Like at the harbor?
Yep.
So do you have to go out for training, versus because that's a different beast than being right on the lake.
Yeah. So if you're within Boston Harbor, you don't need additional training for that. If you're going to go offshore, we require that you get your advanced and offshore certificate through Freedom Boat Club. So that, again, is free. It doesn't cost you anything but time, but that helps make sure that, you're knowledgeable in going out in bigger water, and a lot of it's around operating the VHF radio and things like that. So things that we don't have to worry about on the lake, right? Everybody can just use their cell phone out there. But so different clubs have different requirements. Some clubs run, say, a surf boat, and they want you to take an hour of additional training on the surf boat to understand how to run the pumps on that. Or Boston's got a twin engine boat if you want to get really far offshore. So they require that you do a little training on how to operate the twin engine boat. So all that is, again, at no cost, but a requirement of operating different equipment or on different water.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so the Rye, Portsmouth, in the when you're
Newbury
going out
Port.
when you're going out into the ocean, they give you the training to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's a good one there too, because that inlet can be hairy getting out of there. There's some rough water, strong current getting in and out of there. So all of us will provide additional training as needed. Even on Lake Winnie, we've got current that rips through the channel there between Lake Winnie and Paugus Bay, and so we give all of our members and reciprocal members additional training on here's what we want you to do coming and going to make sure that you make that turn safely.
Yeah, I would say you'd want to feel comfortable and confident on the a friend of ours he's done the Freedom Boat Club. I think it's the Freedom Boat Club somewhere up there. They live in Hampton.
Okay,
or somewhere right up there, somewhere right in that area. And he's always taking the kids out. He's taking fishing boats out. He's taking pleasure boats out. But it's always somewhere Portsmouth, Rye, Newburyport, somewhere right around there. He's done it for years.
And because I've spent so much time on a pontoon boat, so we had a friend who had a house on Newfound Lake, and they had a pontoon boat
Beautiful.
So for a number of years, we were just always going out with them on theirs. And so I'm very comfortable on a pontoon boat. So in Florida, he's like, let's try the center console style, so that because we don't have access to this, and we can try a different boat. And the whole time I'm like, there's no storage, there's nowhere for me to lie out. And he's like, well, this is, he's telling me all the reasons why this boat's so great. I'm like, I'm not using any of those reasons. Get me on a speedboat, get me on something I can lie out on.
I need some luxury. I need a little. I
need
bells
place
and
to
whistles.
store all my things.
But now you know, right?
Yes.
You were able to have that experience, and now in the future, okay, I don't need to go out on that one. My wife and I just went down to Florida. Well, Freedom's annual convention's in February, so while we were down there, we spent some time with the kids on the Space Coast and took some boats out over there. And we found, so we were taking different boats out on different bodies of water every day, and we found that within the center consoles, we really didn't like this one brand because the seats in the back were terribly uncomfortable. And I was operating the boat, so I didn't have that, but we were 10 minutes into it, and she's like, I have nowhere to sit that's comfortable. All the seats are like a board in this thing.
Yes.
So we just avoided that one in the future.
Yeah, and I think that but the people who are using it for X, Y, and
Fishing,
Z are going to love that boat, right?
So do they have any in the Freedom Boat Club, mini yachts, or
So
if you were
we're
going to
actually
do what's your luxury?
So we're testing a new model right now. So typically within Freedom Boat Club, as you know, as we've been talking about, they're all like 22 to 24 foot boats. And on some bodies of water, that's kind of on the small end. Even on Lake Winnie on certain days, you could use a little bit bigger boat. So Freedom's testing out a model in certain markets right now. I'm not sure if they're calling it Freedom Elite or Freedom Signature, but it'd basically be an additional tier of membership. So it'd be a different membership entry fee, a different monthly fee, and those would all be like 30-plus foot boats, twin engine boats. So getting you out there farther into the ocean, or giving you more room for more passengers, or rougher water on the lake.
The thing is, a lot of those size boats start getting into toilet, sleeping quarters, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So we don't run ahead on any of our boats. Some of the clubs do. We don't have pump out facilities at our marina. And what I found with our members is, like, some members don't want to get on a boat that had, a head that's been used that morning or anything. Like, you get chemicals in the toilet and stuff that don't smell great. So we have a head compartment in our bow rider, and we've pulled the toilet out of it.
And we
so
use it
it's
for
essentially
storage.
Storage, changing room, whatever. Some members actually bring one of those little porta potty bucket things, a bucket with a toilet seat on it. Yeah, they'll bring that because they know they want to have a bathroom with them, so they bring that with them, and then they take it with them when they leave. But yeah, then we don't have to deal with the pumping situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, larger boats would typically have a head compartment on.
Yeah, because if you're going to go out on the ocean, when you're get to be out fishing for the day and stuff. I know everyone just pees out of the side of the boat when you're a guy.
Yeah.
But the girls are like, I don't want to. I want to go hide like the cat. I want to go hide.
Yeah, I was just curious, like, if you're going out on the ocean, and like, would you rent one? Like, what's the biggest luxurious boat that Freedom Boat
Azimuth.
Club offers?
Yeah, so within your current membership, I mean, you'd have to do some research on individual locations, but say out of Boston, you've got 26-foot center console fishing boats that have dual engines, and those can get you out there miles and miles offshore. So that's going to be a lot smoother riding on rough water, and a lot more power.
Are you going to get a wakeboard? A wake boat?
A wake boat. So we have a relationship with a wake boat company that's on Lake Winnie. They're actually going to be in a neighboring slip this year at Northwater with us. And so you guys will have discounts to use their equipment. So typically they require a 2-day rental, and a lot of that's around just educating people on Lake Winnie and navigation and shallow water. And I said, look, our members get that training with us already. They already know the water. So they agreed to allow our members to take it out for 1 day instead of 2. Wow. And so you can take it out bareboat. You get a 20% discount. You can also take it out captain. So if you want somebody else to operate the boat and you guys just do all the fun behind the boat, you can get a better rate with that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be sending out a link for our members to be able to book directly with them. So if you use that link, then the discount's automatically applied. So hopefully that will allow us to avoid getting a surf boat in our fleet. Surf boat,
they're so expensive, huh?
They're very expensive. They're very expensive to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
They require a lot of training for the member on how to operate the tanks and those kind of things. And so it really doesn't work well with our model as it is. Some clubs that do run them, they do they charge a premium when you're going to run that boat. So, we have a surf boat. You want to run that today. It's an additional $200 a day whenever you use that. For me, that doesn't fit with the model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the model of, you have this membership, this subscription, so to speak, and there's never any additional cost other than the fuel. I don't want our members to feel like you're nickel and diming
them.
Yeah,
yes,
it's like,
and we don't feel that way at
boat,
all.
Like, I have to pay more when I take that boat out, but not this boat. Like, now, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. So if hopefully this relationship with the surf boats next door at Northwater, that will satisfy that need for our members.
That we're going to do it one time a year.
Exactly. Yeah. That'll get you out a couple times. If there becomes bigger demand in the future, then we might do something like that Freedom Elite plan where it's a different level of membership. And so we would have then a surf boat in that fleet along with maybe some other larger 30-foot day cruiser boats that you could take out. And, again, that would be a different membership level.
Mm-hmm. Do you notice we have all the ideas for more?
Yes.
Right?
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you like, oh wow, like we haven't thought of that, girls? We haven't thought of that. So
Not
glad
there
you're
yet.
here.
Yeah.
We're thinking big or go home. That's what we think.
I mean, walking in the door, I'm loving the idea of a club in Greece. You know, so
Yes.
my
Yes,
wife's
I
going
like
to be
that
right
idea.
right on the same page with you guys on that one.
So what about jet skis? Do you guys do jet skis or entertained that, or is it you think
We
it's too much liability?
So it doesn't work with our insurance. So the insurance that we get through Freedom doesn't allow us to do the jet skis. There are jet ski rentals available right in Weirs Beach. So we have had members that rent a jet ski and have that and take out the boat together, because that's the best way to use a jet ski, in my
Yeah,
opinion, is
absolutely.
having both at the same time. And the jet
Yeah.
ski, you can kind of shuttle back and forth.
And I
Yeah.
also think, like, when I was 16, I loved the jet ski. Even in my early 20s, I loved the jet ski. But
Yeah.
then at some point, it's like, it's just left and right.
Yep.
You get to
Yeah.
a certain point and you're like, yeah, I want to be on a boat. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I never want to be on the second person on a jet ski.
No.
It's like
Yeah.
being the second person on a snowmobile.
Right.
Kill
Right.
me now.
Uh-huh.
Kill me now.
But do you ride on the back of the motorcycle with John?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
But
And
she
That's
has her
that's
own.
smoother though, right?
it's way smoother, and he is more competent of a motorcycle rider than I would ever be. I did get my motorcycle license years ago, but I'm probably going to hurt myself on a motorcycle because I really like speed.
Yeah.
I really like speed. And I'm probably not going to have the skill level for the amount of speed I would have on a motorcycle.
Right. It's easy to twist the throttle and go, right?
Right. And I'm fine as long as there's not an issue.
Right.
But the minute someone would cut me off
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah. So I realized once I was on the back of his bike that you do have to relinquish a certain amount of control. And I'm really doing it to him.
Yeah.
I've been on the back of my brother-in-law's bike recently, but other than that, I'm not getting on the back of anyone's bike.
Yes.
When I was younger, I went on the back of people's bike, and sometimes you only do it once.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're out of your mind.
Absolutely. I've ridden my entire life, and I wouldn't let anybody on the back for years and years and years. I mean, I grew up riding dirt bikes and then
Yes.
rode motorcycles to high school and college, and wouldn't let anybody on the back until probably after college, because it was like I didn't want that responsibility at that age.
Right. And I remember getting on the back of. So I had my first motorcycle riding experience. We lived on the second floor, and the people who lived downstairs, young couple, I'm going to say like in their 20s.
Yeah.
And she was a vet tech, so I brought her all the stray animals and injured animals, and she took care of them. Sweet woman that she was. Wherever she is in the world, like, thank you. You have a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid being like, I found this bird. I found this cat. I found this poor woman. And her boyfriend was a carpenter, and he rode a motorcycle. So he would build bird cages for the injured animals.
Wow.
These two were really the sweetest people. And so he had a motorcycle, and I would sit on my stairs, and she would come out with her helmet, and she would like, do you want to go? And he would take me on a square. And that made me fall in love with
Yeah.
motorcycles. So I was a teenager. I think I was 19. I go to Hanscom Air Force Base for the 3-day riding course. The only
Yep.
time I've ever been on the front of a bike.
Uh-huh.
Right. And I don't even really quite get the pedal bike braking situation down. I have upended myself on a pedal bike.
Oh, yeah.
Using the wrong brake.
Yeah.
Right. So I need way more training.
Spike that front brake, and you find out fast,
You go,
right?
and you're like over the top of that. And I went on the back of, it was like a boyfriend. It was like 16 or 17. And he was like, you keep smacking my helmet with your helmet. I'm not taking you on the back of my bike unless you figure this out. So you have to learn how to be a good rider on the
Yeah.
back. Don't tilt. Don't do whatever.
Right.
Don't do this. Like, so I got
Yeah.
instructions. But then he would wheelie. And I was
Oh,
like, I'm going to
yeah.
fall off the back of this. Because I was up on the back like a gargoyle.
Right.
Barely on here
Yeah,
anyway.
riding on the fender.
So that was the end of riding with him. And then I was like, I'm going to get my own because I got my pilot's license, and then I figured, all right, well, I learned a skill. I should be able to learn this.
Absolutely.
So I go to Hanscom, and it's raining. So I call to find out when we're rescheduling to. And they're like, we're riding in the rain. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to ride in the rain. And they're like, you live in New England. You're going to ride in the rain.
Yeah.
So we rode in the rain. I learned to ride a motorcycle for 3 days
Oh,
in the rain without proper gear.
yeah.
My jeans.
Oh, that's miserable.
my my 19-year-old jeans and leather jacket.
You really got to want to ride a motorcycle.
But I got through it, and then I was like, all right. And then I started dating John, and I actually bought him a Honda CBR 900 when he graduated. I put the $1,000 down payment on his motorcycle because I wanted him to have one.
Yeah.
Because I was saving up to buy my own. And then, but I knew his experience with dirt bikes, and he was just so much more competent. It's like, what's the chance of me having a bike and you having a bike? Let's just get you a bike and I'll get on the back.
Sure.
And so then that kind of became the thing for not riding on my own.
Yeah.
Because we have been in so many situations, it's like he knows how to handle that properly. Yep. And I would not have.
Yep.
I would have a broken leg.
I pushed my wife to get her her certificate so she could ride her own. She really pushed me. I've had a bike forever, and I was never really riding it. And then she wanted to get out, and so that pushed me to ride a lot more often. And so now,
so she has her own bike.
She doesn't. No,
Okay.
she's only comfortable riding on the back.
Okay.
She's fine relinquishing that control, and she's, she feels safer back there. We've done it with snowmobiling as well. I'm like, hey, this would be great. Like, you have yours, I have mine, and we can ride together, but separately, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's not for me, and that's fine, because what it's done is it's given us more opportunities to ride. Where it's never, with a wife and kids at home, it's never a good day for me to be like, hey guys, good morning. I'm leaving on the motorcycle for the day. I'll be back, sometime tonight, later, right?
Yes.
But like when she wants to go for a ride with me, now we can do, let's go to the other side of town and grab lunch, or we'll go grab brunch, or go to a farm or something, and that's something that then we can do together. So I've come to accept it and embrace it a lot better than I had.
So I do have my own snowmobile. I mean, we just sold them this year, but I had my own snowmobile.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be on the back of a snowmobile
Yep.
because you're bouncing. It's like totally different
Yeah,
world. It's
for
a different
sure.
world. And but we hum, on snowmobiles on the ice, and I've cracked one up. And again, it's best that I don't do that on the highway.
Right.
It's best for the best. And like I said, I do like speed, so I imagine I just would get myself into a lot of trouble. Plus, the only bike I would want to ride is like a Ducati. I'm not quite tall enough.
Sport bikes.
Yeah, like I can't just, because John's like, just write this. I'm like, why don't you get me a moped? Just give me a Vespa. And he's like, you can't, no, you can't drive the fast one.
I just
like,
want a
no.
50cc.
Yeah. So he bought me a dirt bike.
What do you get?
Yamaha.
Yeah.
Small little Yamaha. And it's carburetor. And I constantly stall it. And I constantly need him to start it. Because you think I would have enough leg strength to start that thing, but I
Kick
don't.
it over. Yeah.
And I joke that I'm a sponsored rider because I just break it and he just buys me new parts for it. And every weekend we go out, I do something, I break it. And one time we were on Jericho, and if you've ever dirt biked on Jericho, it's river rock. I mean, it's the worst conditions for dirt biking.
Much better setup for side by side than dirt bike. Yeah.
Right. And I went through like 12 inches of water that's just like a riverbed, but there's water in it, and I make it through that, and John's like, wow, good job. I didn't think you were going to make it. I'm like, I didn't think I was going to make it, So we do this. We're going up to the top to see some view, and for some reason, I stop on the shale. I'm going 2 miles an hour. I can't get started again. I slip and fall, only going 2 miles an hour, and I break my clutch off. Oh. So we have to limp home in first.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was probably the last time I rode it.
Oh.
Well,
you have to get back out there.
I just did not have a good time that day.
They've done a lot with the quads nowadays, too.
I don't want to be in a quad.
I'm a big advocate for the motorcycles. I feel like, for me, it feels safer. Like, if you fall over on a motorcycle, on a dirt bike, it's not going to run you over. You get underneath some of these quads, they're incredibly heavy. It just seems more dangerous. But it's also a lot more stable, so...
So this is how I feel. I think the four-wheeler people are insane when you're riding a dirt bike.
Yeah.
And you're, and you've got these four-wheeler people everywhere. And to me, if I'm on four wheels, put me in a Porsche. Right? Put me in something where I'm tooling around.
Uh-huh.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's a place in North Carolina. Actually, we have a video footage of friends of ours. They have 2 quads. And we spent the whole day. There's a whole park. It's miles and miles and miles and miles of parks. And there's this track that you can go around. So we went around it the first time, and I was like, Chris, I think you just let me out. So he literally, it looks like Fred Flintstone's, little buggy coming around the corner, and he's up on 2 wheels. So, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, our friend flips his, and you just see it. And I happen to have it in slow motion.
Awesome.
And I was like, because I was watching these guys come around in the dirt and the wheels fly up, and I was like, yeah, we're not doing that. But it's amazing. Like, they have over, like, he's like, you can go like 100 miles of like a park terrain that you can go through in this.
In Greece,
and some
on
of that
Milos,
stuff,
they had them.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, these people need to be on these roads. So there's some of those roads that
I can pull it up.
I said to John, do you think we should be driving on? Do you think this road's safe? And he goes, not at all. Not at all.
No.
And the person who gave us the rental car said, these are all 2 ways, so someone's going to come the other way. I'm like, we can barely fit down this lane. There's like wildflowers whacking the vehicle. Like, I don't know how 2 people are. One person's backing up or one person's waiting on the side of a cliff.
How's this going to work?
Right. How does this work in real life? But put me on a boat. Put me in a plane. Put me on a boat. Put me on a motorcycle on the back. That's, to me, do I want to spend a dusty day on a 4-wheeler or do I want to be out in a boat? I want to be out in a boat.
Right. Yep.
You guys go do that. I will be here.
I think I have the video up. Oh, yeah. So just real quick.
We'll share that on
I know. I have to share it
Instagram.
on Instagram. But watch his. Well, I don't know if you can see it. Watch this coming around the corner right there.
So we're watching a 4-wheeler.
The side-by-side.
First of all, the dust is a conjunctivitis nightmare.
Yes.
Let me just say, I'm going to narrate for you. If you're behind this, you're getting conjunctivitis in 25 minutes.
Yeah, even with the windshield, right? You need to be wearing a helmet with goggles.
Oh, yeah. And you need to have a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, like a bandana or something around because it was so dusty. But some of these things, like, it's steep. Like, looks like where it's flooded and it's just, like, it's steep and it's a hill and you're going up this and you're kind of, like, bouncing all around. It's all rocky. Like, it's all been washed away. And I was like, yeah, I would not do that in a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it in that, but...
We were actually talking about, that she hasn't had that much time on a motorcycle. And I said for the longest time. So he got a Harley because he's like, I wanted you to be comfortable.
Yeah.
At some age, you don't want to have your knees and your armpits on the back like
Right.
a gargoyle. You want to be a little bit more comfortable.
And just like boats, it's a compromise, right?
Yes.
Like the boat the ride that you're getting on a CBR is different than what you're getting on the Harley.
Yes. But I loved being on the back of the CBR.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would look at the speedometer because I would just be behind trying to like make sure I was blocked wind. And every once in a while the road would be flying by. I'm like, all right, we're going really fast.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to know how fast we're going. It's gonna stay on the back.
I remember that in high school. A buddy, he was house sitting for one of his friends that was older. He had a Kawasaki Ninja 1100, right? So bigger motorcycle than I had ever ridden before. We had no business getting this bike out of this guy's garage, but we absolutely did it because we were in high school, and that's what you do, make bad decisions. And so,
And you have slippery shoes on. and you're
I
like,
was wearing flip-flops and cargo shorts and a T-shirt. And we took this thing, a guy lived down a dirt road. I took it down the dirt road and hit the pavement. And I'm like, I'm going to get this thing through second gear before I even look down. I looked down, and at the top end of second gear, I was doing 140. And I just kind of let off the throttle. And that the pucker factor was high.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can still feel my cargo shorts inflating going down the road. And I was like, all right, that's enough.
we were going down the highway, and my brother-in-law has his sunglasses on, and we're going so fast. He goes to look at John.
Gone.
And he goes, man, I like those. I just got them.
That's like Chris. He's always losing sunglasses.
Yeah, so you met Val and Rob, my brother-in-law, with the 2 little kids. So they ride. So if you have a motorcycle and when we're up there, we should
we should definitely hook up.
While.
Yeah, I've still got my Fat Boy. I ride it down to the marina a few times every summer. I'll do it more this year as we move a little bit closer.
So I've told John, like, take your motorcycle. I'll take the car because I'm bringing, like, food and, but you guys should take your motorcycle. So we have both. We have a car and a motorcycle and a boat.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, does this not sound like
all the best, right?
It's a great day for me.
This sounds like a great summer.
Yes.
This sounds like a great summer.
Now you just need another place up there.
I know. Cha-ching.
Right?
Cha-ching.
Oh, it's insane.
So did you find a house?
So we're looking. I'm actually going to go and check out at least one house, maybe two tomorrow. So we've been focused on trying to sell the house in Maine right now, and so we close on that this afternoon. So that's
where
exciting.
are you going in the meantime? To a rental?
Yeah, so we rented a place to keep my son in the school district so he can finish out sports and everything through the spring. So we're there. It's on another little lake in Maine, so we're going to be there for a couple months, and then hopefully that gives us time to close on something in the Lakes region.
And how old are your children?
We've got an 11-year-old, a 15-month-old. And that's it now. My wife's excited to grow the family more, but so we got a gap between those two. Yeah.
And that's a big space between 11 and 15 because you forget about diapers, you forget about everything.
Yeah.
And is it so much time that it's like, because when I first started watching my nephews, they have 5-point harnesses for high chairs. Like their world is so different from the babysitting I did with a kid on my hip at 13
Absolutely.
doing whatever.
Well, and Maine's a bit of a nanny state. I make fun of this all the time because they want your kids in some sort of like restraint system until they're like 17 years old. It's ridiculous.
Well, even one of the laws, I was like, I don't think Robyn's going to make this law.
Well, like even my
Like,
kids,
you have to be
they
in a
had to be
booster
a
seat.
certain weight. They had to be in a booster seat, and I was like, wow. Technically, my kids have outgrown the booster seat before I did.
Yeah.
Based upon their weight, and I'm like, what? I shouldn't even be driving.
Right. Yeah. So I'm from the Midwest. We don't have all this like vehicle inspections and rules for where the kids have to ride.
Children are on farm equipment
Exactly.
at 11 mowing fields.
Yep. 100%. We were allowed to drive our vehicles to school when we were 12 years old because they for farmhands, right? Because you were expected to be back in the field that afternoon.
We kept waiting for the bus to drop you off. You got to be working.
Right.
Exactly. And I didn't have a farm, but I was sure taking advantage of being able to drive at 12 years old. So
I have to work in my garden over here.
Right.
It's my 3 potted plants.
We got tomatoes. We got 6 tomatoes on this plant in this container.
Yeah.
We've got 5 in that.
and they're just waiting for me. I got no time to wait on this bus. I got to get there.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So tell me what is your favorite thing about boating?
Favorite thing about boating? For me, I think it's probably evolved over time. So at this point, it's really about the family, getting the kids out there and time on the water. It's together time, right?
Yes.
Like you're all very together, and then you're not thinking about anything else when you're out on the water. You're focused on whether it's water skiing or just sitting on the sandbar and enjoying the time together. It's good, dedicated family fun. Growing up, I was more water sports focused, so that was I started mowing lawns when I was 12 years old, and the whole reason to start earning money as a kid was to have enough gas to put in the boat to go do more water skiing and things like that.
Yeah. So I do think that that's what's lacking in the younger generation is the parents I don't feel like they're into things as much as we were. Like I drove 12 years old. I was driving a car illegally.
Yeah.
You know, and at 13, my father was like, "Hey, do you want to drive to pick up your Chinese food?" Because he wanted a drink.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He wanted a nip in the car, and he's like, "I need a sober driver. You should learn to drive." And I had already been driving. So when you go to the driver's ed at 16, they're like, "All right, you've had enough. Get out."
Yeah. I drove. So in Michigan, driver's ed at that point was a 2-stage. So you did like a classroom portion, then you went back after a few months and you did a practical. I drove to my practical exam. Like
Right.
I parked out there and then got in a different car and took the exam and drove home.
I know. It's funny how.
And now there's like 30-year-olds that don't have their license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Can't drive a stick.
Well, what's amazing to me is I grew up in Virginia, and it was part of driver's ed was part of your school. Like you didn't
Good.
pay anything extra for it.
Yeah.
Like our football coach was our driver's ed teacher.
Yeah.
So like, how much you really going to learn? Like what are those rules? But literally,
Do we get to hit this car? Only if it's got its pads on.
My husband actually went to high school with us, and he's like, he did it private. But I'm like, I don't even think we actually went out on the road. So the high school had a big front parking lot, like 2-tiered straight parking lot, and then so you could loop around, but then in the back they had this huge circle, and then there was like a road that you went behind the football field and all that stuff. So I don't even know there's parking lots there. Like I don't even know that we ever had to leave the high school parking lot.
Closed
But
course.
like, my dad, the day that I went to go get my license, like we'd been driving since we were I don't know, probably 10, 11,
Yeah.
we were driving our riding lawnmowers to the little country store to go get candy. Like we caravan, like the kids in the neighborhood, like we're all piled onto these riding mowers.
A mower gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Riding down to the country corner store to get chips and hot
Swedish
dogs
fish
and
with the penny candy.
And it was like and they had a huge, like the whole wall seemed like it was all candy, like this one big candy. Anyway. So we did that. Well, then my dad used to have this little Datsun B210 hatchback, like but the key was all, you couldn't take the key out of the ignition because it would lock up the transmission. I don't know, something was like that. So it was always in the car. So our parents went to work. We're all latchkey kids.
Yeah.
So we taught our whole neighborhood how to drive a stick shift. It's probably why you couldn't take the key out. It's probably why the transmission was shot.
Well, and this is, I mean, I grew up pre-cell phones, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like, if you wanted to see your friends, you had to get there, and there wasn't a whole lot of, like, calling ahead and coordination. So,
And they were home or they weren't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But that's how we would hook up in the evenings. We'd steal the car out of the driveway. And, like, yeah, with a stick, I remember friends, one of the neighbors would come down with me and push the car up the hill in the driveway until we got out on the road, and we'd push it with the clutch in,
Yeah.
silently
Pop the
past mom
clutch.
and dad's window, got it down the road, pop the clutch, and we're going,
Yes.
right? And now we're out for the evening. We got wheels, and that's how you get together. Now it's, they can do it from their video games.
Right.
So we Greece, you're much better off driving a boat. Safer in a boat than you are on the road.
Uh-huh.
So frightening. There's no rules. They split lanes with their motorcycle / moped / Vespa.
Yeah.
Right? They drive those on the sidewalk.
Oh.
And they park on the sidewalk. There's no parking anywhere. Everyone's driving a standard, and people do not have the right of way. So I get to Greece, and John says, "Okay, you don't have the right of way ever. Really look when you're crossing a road. No one's stopping." And I'm in the back seat, as you know, my sister-in-law is driving, and she's got the stick. She's got her cigarette. She's on a hill going backwards, parking in a spot that I don't think is big enough. And I'm just in the back going. Then there's a moped Uber driver. They don't have Uber. They have another version, like Greek Eats or something, whatever. And he's cutting her off as she's backing up because he's trying to get onto the sidewalk. And the whole time I'm going, oh, great. Oh, I just a lot of holding my breath and breathing different. And I was like, I don't think I could drive here.
It must not be a litigious society, like
at all.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
lawyers.
Can't do that here.
No.
That was like Turks and Caicos. We were like, they're like, you don't want to drive on Friday. You don't want to drive. Friday is the worst day to drive. It's because everybody gets their paycheck and they all go to the liquor store.
Yeah.
And the locals, it's
even sober, these people are frightening.
Yes.
Everybody is like, 5 seconds past a red light, they're all still going, but the other people are also still going because they've started moving and these people haven't stopped moving. And there's not even really a lot of beeping. Like, you go to the Caribbean and you go around a corner and everyone's like, and like the whole time everyone's just on their horn.
You get that in Massachusetts.
But this is like letting you know, I'm coming. There's no beeping. There's no, it's just a zoo. We took the train a lot.
Yeah.
And I felt safer.
A lot
Yeah, I
less
would do
stress,
that.
right?
Yeah, we were in Germany. We were in Munich, right there at this big oval, a rotary.
Like a rotary? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're sitting outside eating at this Italian restaurant, and literally, so we're just watching. There's a park kind of over there. This BMW hits a bicycle, and it goes she goes over top of the hood, and we're like literally like 20 feet from us. There's no beeping.
Yeah.
There's no beeping. There's nothing. He jumps out of his car, helps her pick her bike up. He's expecting it. Like, you can see, are you okay? Okay. And they just all go away.
That was it.
Yeah.
So
Not
everyone's
one horn
missing a
beep.
mirror. Everyone's missing mirrors in Greece
Yes.
because they just whack it. No one stops. John says if you get run over, nobody will stop. He goes, I saw a car hit another car. Neither one of them stopped.
Oh, wow.
So it's. I have a fun picture to show you of a dad on a moped, a little bit bigger than a moped, right? With two children. Neither one of them have helmets, and they're holding groceries and other stuff. And you can just imagine the father's like, well, do you want to ride to school or not?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and little children are on these either on front or on the back of all of this mayhem. It is absolutely insane in Greece. So you're better off on a boat.
Yeah.
Than
But
you are
contrast that with, 17-year-olds in booster seats in Maine,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Come on.
And we're like, can we just be in the middle of this here, right here?
Yeah,
Just
there's a
like
happy
in the
medium
middle. So if people want to join the Freedom Boat Club,
Yeah.
how do they get in touch with you?
So go to freedomboatclub.com, put in the zip code that you want to join at, and your closest club will reach out. Stop by any time at North Water Marine. We're always down there on the dock, so that's the most fun. Like you guys came down and did a boat ride and everything, so that's the best way to do it. But yeah, that's either one.
Either one? Okay.
Yeah.
And,
And
so,
where can people find you on social media?
We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. So Freedom Boat Club of the Lakes region.
Of the Lakes region.
Yep.
because
All
a
right.
lot of them come up. When I was
Yes.
trying to tag you, I was like, wow, there's a lot of these. I hope I'm
lots
tagging
of
the right
Freedom
guy.
Boat Club. So we're of the Lakes region. So yeah, if you look up Weirs Beach or Freedom Boat Club of the Lakes region, we're the only one.
Is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't?
No, I don't think so. This has been a blast.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so
So
glad, 'cause
May
I
11th
have a great time. Just so you know, I am having so much fun.
Awesome. Well, we should do this again where, we can talk about some more of the stories that you guys come up with after this season.
Yeah, so I also think that we'll do some videos from the boat.
Yeah,
We'll kind of do like an experience of like what it's like. So I joked I wanted to, you know how the content that gets the most views is, my husband says, "What's up, Kyle?"
Hey, John.
Hey, John. There's a scene in the movie Pain and Gain. Do you know that movie?
No.
Okay. It's got The Rock. It has Mark Wahlberg. And it's about a true crime thing in Miami. And you know the guy, he's an Asian actor, and he was in Step Brothers, who's telling Will Ferrell character that he can set stuff on fire if he works in the kitchen. You know that actor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is a motivational speaker.
Okay.
But he can't be on land longer than so many minutes because he would have to pay taxes there. So,
Love it.
Right,
Yeah.
so he's doing this motivational speaking, and so he's trying to get him to sign up for like more of the course. So he's telling Mark Wahlberg, yeah, you've got this. You're going to be the next big thing. Get the bitches on the boat. You're going to be whatever. Get the bitches on the boat, because he's always got 8 women around him, and that's how he's selling his motivational speaking. You want to be like me, woo? I got all these bitches on my boat. So I wanted to take that frame, get the bitches on the boat, and then show me with Val and the kids and our luggage, and be like, this is what the bitches look like when
This
they
is what
come
it
on the
really looks
boat.
like.
They come with husbands and boyfriends and friends and
Tubes.
neighbors and
Oh my
tubes
gosh.
and water skiing and subs.
I gotta
Love it.
This is what it looks like in real life.
Dwayne Johnson, Mark
The Rock.
Wahlberg, and Anthony Mackie.
What's the name of the
It says-
actor? The because I think he's so funny in that.
Anthony
It's not
Mackie?
Ken Jeong, is it?
It might be.
It said cast, and it
I
said.
can't remember that scene in Step Brothers.
Did you know that it was based on a true story? The Sun Jim.
Yes.
The Sun Jim gang.
Yes.
Mark. Anthony Mackie, Tony. Ed Harris. Rebel Wilson. Now I've got to watch that.
Star-studded cast.
It's stunning that fact that it's a true story. They kidnap a guy because they think they're just going to steal all his money by kidnapping him.
Wow.
And they really do kidnap him. They try to kill him, but they fail. And they're gym heads, and they're like, I'm a monument to fitness, and so they're not the brightest group.
Yeah.
But that scene, right? He's like, get the bitches on the boat. Get the bitches, and he's always doing his like, do you want to be like me, woo? I know you want to be like me, and he's got all these gorgeous women behind him on this huge yacht.
This definitely sounds like Ken Jeong. It was the same guy from The Hangover that jumps out of the trunk?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I
that's-
love
yeah.
him.
That's Ken Jeong.
Yeah, and he's great in this. So.
Hilarious.
I think I've seen that, but that's definitely I'll go back and rewatch.
Yeah, it is. But I always, whenever I'm getting on the boat and I'm lugging all the stuff, I'm like, I always just have that, get the bitches on the boat, and the bitches show up there. I got a husband, like. I got in-laws and kids. And
Right.
We've got chips, though.
Here they
We've got
go.
snacks and
Yeah.
chips and drinks.
Everybody's
We're gonna
staying
have a good
hydrated.
time.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great time. And sunblock and hats.
So when you're out on the water, what's the best spot that you like to go to? What's your favorite spot?
There's a little spot near the Guilford Town Beach, and I send people here from the club quite a bit because it's a nice little sandbar where it's a nice spot to get out of the boat. I shouldn't be talking about this on the radio.
Right?
Yeah, near a town beach. I won't say which town.
Right.
I think I already did. But anyway, there's never any other boats there. Like you can find Braun Bay or Smalls Cove where you're going to be in the midst of 100 other boats and 7 different stereos rocking within earshot.
Yeah.
This little town beach is right over by the airport, so you got little planes that are landing overhead. And if there's 3 boats there on a Saturday, it's a busy day. So that's one of our favorite spots to just go chill.
We'll have to GPS it for us.
Yeah, well, it's in the GPS in there, and just mention it to the kids on the dock, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes. Freedom Boat Club. Please check it out. You'll see it on our Instagram all summer long. So don't miss out because you're going to look at us and be like, jelly. Thank you for listening to Lisa and Robyn on the mic on WSMN 1590 AM, 95.3 FM. We are here every Thursday. We are looking forward to a fabulous summer with you. Until next week, have a good one, guys.
Broadcasting from 200 Main Street in the beautiful and historic Masonic Building. This is WSMN 1590 AM and WSMN 95.3 FM, Nashua. Streaming live at WSMN.live.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. President Trump says he's ordered the U.S. military to shoot and kill any Iranian boats that are laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said they're using minesweepers to clear the strait, and he said they will ramp it up to another level. Meanwhile, the State Department urged Americans to leave Iran after its airspace partially reopened due to the current ceasefire. The department's Bureau of Consular Affairs warned Americans in an alert Wednesday to be aware the Iranian government may prevent U.S. citizens from departing or charge an exit fee for departures from Iran. Americans in Iran can leave by land to Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Turkmenistan, but there are different entry requirements for each nation. The White House says gas prices will come down when the Iran war ends.
That's what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee on Wednesday.
I think the conflict will end. I think gasoline prices will come back to where they were or perhaps lowered prices.
But Energy Secretary Chris Wright said last weekend gas prices may not fall below $3 a gallon until 2027, a statement that President Trump was quick to refute the very next day. AAA says the national average price on Wednesday was $4.02 a gallon. It has come down, but it's still $1 higher than it was before the war began in late February. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Senate Republicans are moving forward with a budget resolution which would fund ICE. The GOP lawmakers used a process called budget reconciliation, which requires only a simple majority vote to fund immigration agencies with no need for Democratic support. They kicked off a marathon vote-a-rama session yesterday where Senate Democrats could add an unlimited number of amendments to be voted on. The resolution was eventually adopted 50-48 in the middle of the night. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we all experience difficulties in life.
Military veterans know that sometimes it takes strength and determination to make it through.
Whether it's obvious physical challenges or struggles on the inside, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it.
I knew that I had to get support, not just for me, but for the sake of my wife and kids.
Talking about it has helped me feel more like myself again.
Honestly, it was hard to open up at first, but it's changed my life for the better.
Learn how veterans like us have reached out for help. And hear stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.